Nintendo Entertainment System. Don't believe the power. You will believe the control. Experience it for yourself. Next generation from Nintendo. Now you're playing with superpower.
Welcome back, guys. Alex here with another video. I hope you're well. Now, before we get into this week's video, I just want to say a huge thank you to all those people who commented on my last video. I really appreciated it. It really got me to my heart, showed all my family, all the comments. It just blew me away. Absolutely unbelievable. Let's just hope it gets out there to the right person I was aiming for. But, you know, what all those messages did for me was give me the inspiration and the power to do more videos for you guys, because I'm really excited to do this now. I've been playing loads of games. So I thought I'd update you this week with my Super Nintendo collection. Let's see how far it's got. It's about 180 games now. But I feel like it really does need tweaking a lot. I've got some really bad boxed games. Some of them are missing instructions. My Super Famicom collection, I've got doubles of, which I want to extend this year as well. I do want to get more Super Famicom games, more exclusives for that region. So yeah, I have really edited my collection down quite a lot. I really need to focus on the 16-bit era and the 8-bit era. That's what I'm really interested in now going forward, guys. I will still be picking up the modern games, but, you know, for me, this is what it's all about. You know, and I might pick up, in the future, I might pick up another system as well. I'm dabbling with that, because there's, you know, the PC Engine and the Sega Mega Drive had some great arcade conversions, and I'd like to play them. You know, I'm not interested in RPGs and stuff like that, but I would like to play some arcade games on the PC Engine and stuff like that. And I know there's a lot of other YouTubers that started picking up a few PC Engine games, and it looks really, really cool. So might do that, but for now we are concentrating on the mighty Super Nintendo. So what I'm going to do is going to quickly run through the games, not in too much details, it would take too long, but last of all I will give you my top 10, my favourite top 10 Super Nintendo games which I have in my collection. Obviously there's games that I don't have in the collection that could be in that top 10, but you know, I'm not going to include them if I haven't got them. So let's get straight into it, guys. Starting up in this corner here, we have Archie McLean's Drop Zone. This is a PAL game, and it only came out on PAL region, so I can't get this on the NTSC. So I do pick up games if they're exclusive to PAL or Japanese Super Famicom. This is a brilliant game. If you've ever played Defender in the arcades, it's really a take on that, but there's a lot more depth to it, and it plays brilliantly. Absolutely fantastic game. Blues Brothers, don't recommend this at all. It's a really poor platform game. Don't know what the hell you're supposed to do. You go around collecting these little gold discs, and it doesn't reward you with anything at the end of the day. We've got a baseball game here, MLBPA Baseball. Again, a lot of these games, you know, because of space, I might just get loose going forward. I don't really want a box game with this, you know, I might just go for a loose, because I do want to collect a full collection of Super Nintendo games, but I don't really want them all boxed, to be honest with you. Only my favourites. We've got Battletoads in Battle Maniacs. This is quite a nice side-scrolling beat 'em up. We've got Breath of Fire. Nice RPG. Again, a lot of my games are not in perfect mint condition, but I don't mind if I can pick them up. You can't be too particular when you're collecting for Super Nintendo, because A, you're going to get into the territory of repros if it's looking too mint, and B, you know, it's the price. So, you know, sometimes you just grab what's coming. As long as you can play the game, that's the most important thing. So you can see here it's got quite a big crease. We've got Vegas Stakes. We've got Wing Commander. We've got Clay Fighter. This is like the start of those rendering graphics, or superimposed graphics, which was quite the in thing back in the day. Zombies Ate My Neighbours. This is a game I used to own back in the day. Absolutely brilliant game, a lot of fun. It's like watching one of those old B movies. It's absolutely brilliant, it's full of humour. Super Mario Kart, God, the amount of hours I used to put into this back in the day. Me and my brother playing this was unbelievable. Fantastic game, must have a collection. Space Invaders on the Super Nintendo is actually really, really good. There's a 2-player element to it. You know, sort of like a battle game. And also it's got the, sort of the different versions of Space Invaders. Space Invaders Part 2, I believe. And the old black and white and the gel overlay version. We've got Lost Vikings 2. Still haven't picked up the first one. This is like a puzzle solving platform game. Wild Guns. Quite an expensive game to find. This is the Mexican version, so a lot of the later games came or were made in Mexico, and they were made with poorer quality cardboard. And this is one of them, unfortunately. You can see here it's had quite a lot of water damage. But it is a fantastic game, quite expensive, but if you want to play it, you can play it on the Switch. This is a fan-based conversion of the Super Famicom game Iron Commando, which is basically a really cool side-scrolling beat-em-up, especially when you get the shotgun, for empowered, blowing everybody up. Mega Man X, this is probably the cheapest version of Mega Man to get on the Super Nintendo. Great game. Magical Pop, this is another fan conversion. It only came out in Japan, and someone's made it into a North American box. Really cool box art. Really expensive game to get. Porky Pigs, which John gave me. Still sealed, John. Still haven't played it. I will open it though. I don't believe in sealed games. We've got Hockey 93. I think I played that on the Mega Drive back in the day. Magic Sword, which is an arcade conversion. Is it Capcom? Yeah, it's Capcom. This is quite a cool little game actually. I do need more box protectors. Sky Blazer. We've got Primal Rage. I do believe this was an arcade game as well. Again, the rendering graphics in this are absolutely brilliant. This is a really cool beat 'em up actually. Really cool game. RoboCop 3. We've got Ewan Squadron, which is an absolutely fantastic game. Nice side-scrolling shooter. It's an arcade conversion. It plays brilliantly, guys. Definitely worthy of your collection. Super Star Wars. Had this back in the day. Brilliant game. Does get extremely hard later on. But, you know, they nailed it with the whole Star Wars theme. It's so cool. Congo Capers. We've got Populous. Early God Sim game. These are quite hard to go back to be honest with you. Lagoon. RPG. Phalanx. Known for its poor and terrible art cover. But the game, guys, ain't that bad. It's a really cool side-scrolling shooter actually. And plays pretty good on the Game Boy Advance as well. We've got Revolution, featuring Aerosmith. I do believe this is a gun game, a scope game, but I haven't played that yet. Judge Dredd, this is an underrated game, really did like this. Side-scrolling run and gun type thing with a few puzzles there. Really, really cool game actually. Quite got into that. Lost Dimensions. Looks amazing, amazing graphics, comes with 3D glasses, but unfortunately it's really fiddly, terrible to play, really clunky, rock hard, which is a real shame because it looks absolutely beautiful, amazing graphics. Gradius 3, classic game, arcade game, unfortunately let down by a bit of slowdown. We've got Baseball 2020, which is a port of a Neo Geo game, I believe, arcade game. Really cool game, very arcadey. Super Mario All-Stars, classic Mario 1, 2 and 3, sort of rejigged for the Super Nintendo. Killer Instinct, classic arcade game, brilliant game this, great fighting game. Doom, don't bother with it. We got Metal Combat, Falcon's Revenge. Now this is supposed to be really cool. Mine's still sealed, I still haven't played this. Looking forward to this. We're going to do a gameplay on this. This is a Super Scope game. So looking forward to playing that. Lethal Weapon. We've got Stunt Race FX, one of the first FX chip games. Bit dated to go back to now, guys, that early 3D polygon, so I don't know, you know. So I can't collect for the N64, it's just, I just can't do it. Sorry, Race Driving, conversion of the arcade game. We've got Outlander. Love the music to this game. Game's a bit average though, but it's alright, it's playable. We've got Doomsday Warrior, which is a fighting game. Nigel Mansell's World Championship Racing. This is brilliant. Really, if you're looking for a good racer on the Super Nintendo, this is one to get, definitely. Bust Loose. Empire Strikes Back. None of my games in any particular order. I've just literally just thrown them up there for now because I am having a big sort out. Empire Strikes Back. Fatal Fury 2. Fighting game. Pretty good nick, that one. Vortex. Another early FX chip. Got the 3D polygons going on there. Haven't played much of that one. WF Raw. I think this is quite a good wrestling game. I do like the wrestling games, but I'm quite particular about the ones I play. D-Force, quite an average vertical shooter. We got Adventures of Yogi Bear. We've got Secret of Mana. Oh, one of my favourite RPGs of all time. Absolutely beautiful game. Beautiful music. Love playing that. Street Fighter. This is the game that made me buy the Super Nintendo back in the day. I was pushed out of the arcades, but all the young kids coming in, playing Street Fighter, whipping my arse. And I saw this in the window in Dixon's in Richmond. I thought, you know what, I'm going to take this home with me, get the system, take it home, practice for myself. It still wasn't any better, but I had a lot of fun playing this. It's a brilliant conversion of the arcade game. So going back over to this side, guys, we've got Plock. Lovely little platformer. We've got some, no particular order here, Prehistoric Man, but this is a PAL game. I think someone gave that to me, I can't remember who. We've got Donkey Kong 3. That's Donkey Kong Country 3, not Donkey Kong 3, two completely different games. We've got Star Fox. Classic game. Out of all the 3D polygon games, that's probably the easiest one to go back to. Faceball. Is that a scope game? I don't know. It's not very good though. Beavis and Butthead. King Arthur's World. This is, I think this is a PAL. Oh no, it's not. This is American. Or is it? No, I can't remember. I know I've got 2 copies of this. This is quite a nice little sort of management game, tower, what do they call it? Tower defence kind of stuff, you know. Bit like Lemmings as well. We're trying to control lots of characters at the same time. I really enjoy it actually, it's pretty cool. Pink Goes to Hollywood. Haven't played much of that one. Krusty's Super Funhouse. We've got Utopia. Love the music to this game. This is another early God Sim, but it's based in the future, which is pretty cool. Out of all of them, I think I've enjoyed this one the most. Super Tennis. Oh my god. This game, me and my bro, down to the wire every single time. This to me is one of the best tennis games of all time. Absolutely love it. Still go back to it. It's absolutely brilliant. Sim City. Sealed. Never going to open it because I've just got no interest in playing it, to be honest with you. And here we go, guys. This is the state of my collection. It really does need editing. This is TKO Super Championship Boxing. Haven't played it, but, you know, is it really worth having a box in this state? Not really. Probably just, if I play it and I like it, I'll probably get a box version, but if I don't, I'll just get a cart. You know, I mean, that's just so bad. Tom and Jerry. Weapon Lords. We got Jolamak. This is a lovely platformer, lovely big bold graphics. Fantastic game for Super Nintendo. Earthworm Jim, another classic. Really fun game to play. Wolfchild. Not great. Got a big rip there as well. Yeah, it's alright. It's a bit clunky. This is a brilliant game. Super WrestleMania. You have a lot of fun with this. 2 players, guys. Absolutely brilliant game. Team Star. This is an underrated mouse game. It is a mouse game as well. You probably use your pad as well. But yeah, it's one of those click and point shooters. It's really, really cool. Nice little cowboy western theme. Secret of Mana. No, sorry. Secret of Evermore. Sorry. Haven't played this. Heard great things about it. I'm going to sit down and play this at some point. Eye of the Beholder. I played this back in the day. Loved it. It's got that whole Dungeons and Dragons theme going on. Look, you've got the old Beholder there with all the eyes. It's a little bit difficult to go back to now, but back in the day I really enjoyed this. This for me was, this killed Dungeons and Dragons, you know, using your imagination. You had it all now on your system. Simmons and Bumper's Jungle Games. Don't bother with this, guys, it's terrible. Alien vs Predator car, what a shame. If you played Alien vs Predator in the arcade, this plays nothing like it, which is a real shame, you know. Great cover, you know, great theme for a game. The arcade game is just probably one of the best side-scrolling beat-em-ups, along with Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm sorry, this was a real letdown on the Super Nintendo. Addams Family Values, which is a really cool game. I do need to get these stickers off. Still can't find my label remover though. NHLPA Hockey. I think I played that on the Mega Drive. Here's a favourite of mine, Top Gear. Love this game, but even better still, Top Gear 2 for me is the better game. Better music, looks better, plays better. Okay, you don't have the refueling, but it's just so arcade here. Just absolutely love that game. Samurai Showdown, which is a port of the Neo Geo game. You don't get that zooming in effect that you do with the Neo Geo. It couldn't handle that, but it does play really well. It's got the 32 meg cart, and it is a really cool fighting game for Super Nintendo. Rampart, another favourite arcade game of mine. Had a trackball. It's like a battle game, 2-player battle game, a little bit like Tetris, but you're making forts and he's trying to attack your fort, you're trying to attack him, and then in between each round you've got to rebuild your forts with shapes, like Tetris shapes. It's a really cool game, a lot of fun. Mickey Mania, Chuck Rock. Don't know what this is. Basketball, haven't played it. Turtles in Time, favourite amongst many. Not in the best state, my version. I mean, it's okay. I'm not keen on the Turtles theme. I never grew up with the Turtles, you know, so for me, the whole Turtle theme doesn't do anything for me. But the actual game is a really good side-scrolling beat-em-up with loads of Mode 7, especially when they're swinging around and the turtles sort of land on the screen. It's really cool. Super Street Fighter 2, not a favourite of many because of, I don't know, a lot of people didn't like the characters. I didn't mind it. I thought Cammy was really cool. Metal Marines. This is like a strategic turn-based battle game. Super Play Football. Not really into my football games. Dragon, the legend, the man himself, comes onto the Super Nintendo. I rushed out and brought this game because I'm a massive fan of Bruce Lee. I was actually a member of Bruce Lee's fan club back in the day. Absolutely loved it. And this game is an underrated Snes game. Really do like it. This game did the man some justice, actually. For all the noises, all the sounds. Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Classic Super Nintendo game. A must for your collection. Rock hard. But if you just stick at it, you'll get further and further, and it's very rewarding. Super Smash Brothers, Super Smash TV, another arcade conversion. Of course, the arcade version will have twin sticks. This is a twin stick shooting game, but you know, you can't have that on the Super Nintendo, but it works really well with a pad. Really like this game. Knights of the Round, another arcade conversion, nice side-scrolling beat 'em up for the Super Nintendo. Raid and Trad, another arcade conversion. Love this arcade game, absolutely one of my favourite vertical shooters. It's not a bad conversion, but it lacked something, and I don't know what it is. The music's all there, maybe it's just a little bit slow, I'm not sure. You don't notice a slowdown, I just think it's slow, if you know what I mean. On the ball, this game makes me sick. You've got the ball in the middle and everything rotates around it, so you just feel a little bit sick after a while. Can't play that for too long. Spin Dizzy is a great little game. Remember playing this on the Sinclair Spectrum. This is a great little game. Super Battle Tank. I didn't like this at all. Aero the Acrobat. Oh, there goes Super Tank. Not bothered, are we? It's in a bad box anyway. Bill Lambert's Combat Basketball. Had a bit of fun with this. Reminds me a little bit of Speedball on the Mega Drive. Going back to this side, guys. Where are we? We're on the third row now. Firepower 2000 or SWIV. Love the music to this game. I think this is an average vertical shooter, but I know a lot of people who've played it actually really do like it. I don't know, I just find it a little bit fiddly. I just can't get into either of the vehicles because you can choose between the two. But, you know, it's not a bad game. Super R-Type, which is not a conversion of the original R-Type. I think they've taken bits from Leo and R-Type 2 in this game and mixed it up. So this is not the original R-Type conversion. Tough Enough. Nice partially sealed box. Spanky's Quest, a favourite of mine in my collection. I love this game, looking for a better copy of this. Really fun little platforming game where you have to pop the balloons to get off the level. Mayusa. Lovely box art, but I don't know, just something about it, I couldn't get into it. Super Adventure Island. Lovely little game, lots of fun playing this. Thunder Spirits. This is a conversion from a Mega Drive game, I can't remember what. Thunder Force, is it? But I think a lot of people will obviously prefer the Mega Drive version, right? I like this game, it's pretty cool. That's why I want to get a Mega Drive, I think, going forward. I need to compare. Definitely need to compare. Capcom Night in Busyland. This is a very similar game to Volfoid on the arcade, in the arcades. Not as good as Volfoid, but it's got some cutie graphics, and I had a bit of fun with it. That's Capcom Night in Busyland. Toddlers, or Troddlers, it's Troddlers. Looks like a Lemmings type game, I haven't played it. PGA Golf. You know, I do skip over the sports games. I know there's a lot of people out there that do like them, but I'm not really into it, guys, unless they're fighting, like karate games, you know. No interest in that. Wario Woods. It's like a Puru or Tetris game. Nice box art. I do like Wario. They should make more Wario games. Desert Strike. I first played this on the Mega Drive. Absolutely loved it. And this is not a bad conversion on the Super Nintendo. Brilliant game. Again, I need to get Urban Strike and Jungle Strike. So many games to get. Chrono Trigger, look at the box art on that, guys. Absolutely unbelievable. This game really draws you in. If you're going to pick up an RPG for the Super Nintendo, this is the one to get. Wings. Aces High. Demon's Crest. Now, this has got to be my favourite box, one of the favourite box arts on the Super Nintendo. Look at that. Eh? Demon. Hell. Death. It's so cool, look at it. It's a Capcom game, and it's got the gargoyle from Ghouls and Ghosts. It's got his own game, which is really cool. Zelda, absolutely brilliant, fantastic game. Must-be collection. Operation Thunderbolt. I think I did a video on this. This is a gun scope game, and it plays really well. Had a lot of fun with this. You know, if you ever played the arcade version, this is a brilliant game. excuse me, Earth Defense Force, vertical shooter, Tetris 2. We've got Blazion. This is actually a recent pickup of mine, which I haven't showcased yet. Well, here we go. Really disappointed with this game. It's quite an expensive one to get as well, and it's just really slow and mediocre. Didn't really get into it. Soul Blazer. We've got Best of the Best Karate. I do like karate games, and I had a bit of fun with that. Super Bomberman 2. Classic multiplayer fun. Smart Ball. God awful game. Hook. In my opinion, average platformer. Always a good one. Boxing Legends in the Ring. Have some of that. That's really cool. Lock On. We've got, here's a bizarre one, I haven't even played this, Rocco's Modern Life. There's some bizarre games that came out in this system. Super Off-Road, classic conversion from the arcade onto the Super Nintendo. Nice isometric, top-down kind of racing game. Get a bit of fun out of that. Lord of the Rings. Kirby's Avalanche. Another Puru or Tetris type game. Soccer 94, which I do believe is Sensible Soccer. Am I correct? And this is the one to get, right? That's what I was told. This is the football game to get on the Super Nintendo. Correct me if I'm wrong. Radical Rex. What's the rage in the 90s? Jurassic Park, dinosaurs, and skateboards, Tony Hawk's. Combine the two and you get Radical Rex. It's not great, guys. ActRaiser 2. This was a real disappointment. Looks amazing. I don't know if you ever played the original ActRaiser. It's one of my favourite games. But it had like a god sim in it, and then it went into like a side-scrolling hack and slash with lovely, beautiful end-of-level bosses. They did away with all the god sim stuff and just made it a side-scrolling hack and slash, which I'm fine with. But it's just a bit clunky. There's something missing from it. It just doesn't play that well. Looks good though. It's a real shame about that. King of Monsters. I get a lot of fun out of this. This is a Neo Geo port. Oh well, I'll show you that. King Arthur's World. This is my PAL version. I kept it because it still has the Mad Andy's sticker there. Can you see that? That's where I got all my games back in the day. I just kept it for nostalgia regions. Sorry, I'm losing it. Out of This World. I played this, guys. Very cinematic. When this came out, it looked completely new. No other game had done anything like this. It just looked like what you were watching a film. It was so cool. Great box art. Fantastic game to go back to. X-Men Mutant Apocalypse. Mortal Kombat 3. Bart's Simpsons Nightmare. This is a fun game. Really enjoy playing this. That's the one to get. NBA Jam, the Tournament Edition. This, for me, is one of the best basketball games of all time. I know the N64 did a great version of the arcade version, but for me, this is where the nostalgia is. I absolutely love this game. Uni Racers. I had a lot of fun with this. It's quite an underrated racing game on a unicycle. Super Bowling. Not a bad little game, quite enjoyed that. Here's a classic, guys. Batman Returns. Classic Konami at its best. Side-scrolling, beat 'em up, real dark, grindy atmosphere. You know, it's just so cool. Just an absolute joy to play. One of the really good games on the Super Nintendo to get. Gun Force by IRM that did R-Type. You'd think this would be a good game, right? Unfortunately, it's not. Looks great, but it's so slow. It's like when you jump, you're in the air for like 5 seconds and it's like you're walking on the moon. It's just so slow. It's such a shame because it could have been such a good game. Right, we're getting on to the real cream now, guys, of the collection, the ones that are on display. We've got F-Zero. Brilliant game, one of the first games to come out of this system. Phantom 2040. Underrated platform action game. Mystical Ninja. Oh mate, this is such a cool game. Look at that box art. So cool. Saturday Night Slam Masters. For me, this is the best wrestling game on the system. Just all the showbiz and, you know, when they come into the ring and they're splurting all the champagne or whatever they've got in their mouths, splurting out their faces. Oh, it's just the characters, the music, everything. Such a cool wrestling game. I've got another Zelda here. This is a player choice edition. It's sealed. Probably got a deal on that, so I've got that. Captain Commando. A really good conversion of the arcade game. Nice side-scrolling beat 'em up. Here's a game I had back in the day. Rock and Roll Racing. Isometric racer. You can upgrade all your cars, all your vehicles. Play 2-player with your mate. Battle it out. But what's really cool is the music on this. You've got Black Sabbath's Paranoid and Born to be Wild by Steppenwolf, and it sounds amazing, guys. It's so cool. Arkanoid, really good arcade conversion, but of course you haven't got the spinner, which would have helped. They never brought a spinner out for Super Nintendo, if I can remember. I've been looking for one. Can't find one anywhere. I think someone needs to make a spinner for the Super Nintendo. Flashback. Cool game. Biometal. Now, Biometal has a soundtrack by Unlimited, which was a band in the UK around about that kind of acid scene, which I absolutely hated. So I'm no fan of their music at all. So I would actually like to get the Japanese version of this, because if you get the Japanese version of Biometal, it's got Japanese music in it, which in my mind's a lot cooler than fucking Unlimited shit. So, but yeah, it's not a bad game. It is a really cool side-scrolling shooter, which I didn't notice any slowdown at all. Worthy of the collection, guys. We've got Miss Pac-Man, one of the later games that came out for Super Nintendo. And then back on this side, we've got Castlevania 4. Brilliant game, loads of Mode 7 going on. A must for your collection, guys. It's an absolute classic. I'm sure you know that already. King of Dragons. This is a beautiful copy of this. Almost looks brand new. It's been opened at this end, but it looks brand new. It's an absolutely brilliant copy. And a brilliant side-scrolling beat 'em up. Donkey Kong Country. Still missing Donkey Kong Country 2, I think. Punch Out, love Punch Out. Brilliant game. Sunset Riders, another brilliant Konami conversion of the arcade game. Comes to the Super Nintendo. Brilliant 2-player game. Great western feel to it. Bit camp, all the colours are a little bit pink. But it's really, really cool. We have a lot of fun with that. This is probably one of my favourite RPGs on the system. And I know it's Paul's from Maximum Power Up's favourite game. I think you've played this how many times, Paul? But yeah, it is brilliant. It's cyberpunk RPG. It's absolutely brilliant. So much atmosphere in it. Really, really cool. Cybernator. Haven't played enough of this, but I did own this back in the day. Another Konami game. Absolutely brilliant. Pocky and Rocky. One of my favourite games on the Super Nintendo. You haven't even got to top 10 yet. I know. Well, there is a Pocky Rocky in my top 10, but it's not this one. And I thought it'd be a bit bad of me to put 2 Pocky and Rockies in the top 10. I would have done, but I thought, no, I can't do that. But yeah, this is one of my favourite Super Nintendo games of all time. It's absolutely brilliant. I never played it back in the day. I just got into it once I started collecting for Super Nintendo and read reviews on it, picked it up, and I was just like, wow. It's a brilliant multi-directional shooter with cutie Japanese graphics, great soundtrack. It just plays like a dream. It's such a cool game. We've got a fan-based conversion here, Super Mario 2. Haven't played this yet, because obviously that only came out in Japan. Super Bonk, wacky platforming game. Really a lot of fun. I think this first appeared on the PC Engine. We've got Mega Man. This is a game that came out last year. I did a video on this. It's from I Am 8-Bit. It's just the anniversary box, which is really nice. I didn't manage to grab the Street Fighter one. I really wanted that. This is a game. I don't think this was ever released. I think it was half finished and someone finished it. Or I don't know. But it's basically like Three Wonders, the arcade game. It looks absolutely amazing. It is rock hard though, guys. I mean, like almost unplayable in some places. All the rocks are coming down, you just die. You just can't avoid them. But it looks amazing. And they've done a fantastic job of the box art. Look at that. So cool. Right, now we are into my top 10 games in my collection. As I said, there's games I haven't got yet. I haven't got Earthbound. I haven't got Axlay. You know, there's plenty of games I haven't got in my collection. So this top 10 is based on what I've got. But it will change over the year, definitely. So, number 10. My favourite Super Nintendo game is ActRaiser. And I've played this many, many times. I absolutely love this game. I just love fighting the end of level bosses. I think they're brilliant. The music's brilliant. Okay, you know, if you had an update of this now, you could speed things up a little bit with the God Sim, can be a little bit slow. But I enjoy it. I think it's brilliant. I just love this game. And it brings back so many memories for me. I played this when I had my Super Nintendo back in the day. I think it's brilliant. At number 9 is a game I got into only fairly recently, Turrican. Brilliant, brilliant side-scrolling action game, run and gun game. Music's amazing. Absolutely awesome game. I go back to this so many times and try and beat it, and you know, it does get really, really hard. And I've got to get Turrican 2. See, there's another game I haven't got. There's another really expensive game I need in my collection because I absolutely love this. I'd love to get Turrican 2. So maybe this year, we'll have to see. The game that made me buy, well, actually it wasn't Turbo, it was Street Fighter, but you know, this just tops it. It's just that much quicker, that much better. Absolutely brilliant game, Street Fighter Turbo, and this is sealed, guys. Another one of my favourites is Pilot Wings. I love Pilot Wings. I love Pilot Wings because I used to do skydiving in my 20s, and just doing this, being up in the air, just takes me back a bit, not much. In an 8-bit world, it takes me back. It's such a cool game. I just love anything in the air, like aeroplanes or skydiving, anything like that. And I think they nailed it with this. And this was a great showcase for the Mode 7 as well on the Super Nintendo. I think they brought this out as like a demo game, but for me, it's really, really cool. Until you get to the helicopter part, which is rock hard. You know, I have to put a password in to get past that. But this is cool. You've got the rock jetpack as well, which is really cool. Absolutely love this game. So we've got 10, 9, 6, R-Type 3. One of the best side-scrolling shooters on the system. This is a must, guys. So cool. Especially when you get into later levels and you go down, then you go left, you go right. You think, bloody hell, you know. So much to take in, but the more you play it, obviously, it's a memory game. You know, you just remember where everything is and you just keep coming back to it. The music in this, guys, is awesome, and graphically, it's outstanding. It's such a cool game. So what are we on now? I keep losing track on what we're at. So it's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. No, it can't be on 5. So that was 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Yeah, it's 5. Super Mario World. Classic game. What can I say? Everyone's played Super Mario World, right? It's so cool. I'm always going back to this. The music, everything, it's just beautiful, isn't it? This is like Miyamoto at his best, right? This is what it's about. 16-bit glory, mate. Honestly, this is so cool. Absolutely love that game. And then we've got at number 4. No, it's not number 4. That's 4. So how many? No, I'm doing a top 12 is what I'm doing. Never mind. We're doing a top 12, not top 10. I'm counting down. I think I've still got 6 to go. Right, Contra Free at number 6. Contra Free Alien Wars. What a blast. This is so cool. Oh, had this back in the day. It was absolutely brilliant. Really cool 2-player game as well. Obviously, I played Super Protector. And when I got this, I think this is the best box art over the Japanese and over the PAL. Everyone says that American box art's crap. Take a look at that. That's American box art for you. So cool. Look at that devil. And the guy coming out. Do you remember when he burst out of those doors? It was like, what the fuck? What am I supposed to be doing? Rock hard game, but so cool. So cool. At number 5, Rendering Ranger R2. One of the most expensive games on the system. If you want to get this, it only came out in Japan, so this is a fan-based conversion. And I think they've done a fantastic job of the box art. Look at this, completely new style of box art. It's completely different than the Japanese version. I do know someone that's got the Japanese version. Jay, give it to me. I want it. It's one of my favourite games. It's so cool. It seems rock hard in the beginning. It's like a side-scrolling run and gun game, and then on level 2, you put in a ship, the ship flies off, and it turns into a side-scrolling shooter, and it is absolutely awesome. And I've been playing it a lot, and each time I get further and further. I've got to level 6 now, guys. It's such a cool game. I think I did do a video on this a while back. It's so cool. At number 4, Hagane. Again, another one of the most expensive Super Nintendo games on the system. Beautiful box art, pretty much the same as the Japanese version, but I think they just cut it. I think the Japanese version, you get a little bit more of his head. But still, this is an awesome game, guys, and it makes use of all the buttons, the shoulder buttons, everything. Everything on your pad does something in this game. It's so cool. And again, if you can master that pad and all the buttons, you can get really far in it. Definitely worth playing. I absolutely love it. It's got so much atmosphere. Absolutely brilliant game. At number 3, my top 12 Super Nintendo games is Ninja Warriors. Again, another arcade conversion, but it doesn't really play the arcade conversion. You know, it's a similar game. It's a side-scrolling beat-em-up, a bit like Kung Fu Master. Do you remember Kung Fu Master? But, you know, it's just brilliant, guys. It's so cool. Get to pick from 3 characters, like a robot ninja, a girl ninja, you know, your typical guy ninja. It's just brilliant. Just love it. Just such a cool game. At number 2, my top 12 Super Nintendo games is Space Mega Force. Space Mega Force. Or Super Aleste. Brilliant. Brilliant game. I mean, what can you say? No slowdown at all in this game. Everyone says, oh, Super Nintendo's got slowdown. There's none in this. It's brilliant. It plays absolutely awesome. It is a fantastic shooter. It goes on all the time. It's just so cool. I'm always trying to beat my last score on it. It's such a cool game. A must for your collection, guys. So at number 1, what do you reckon it is? My top 12 Super Nintendo games in my collection. What do you reckon? I know you know it already. Yeah, it's Jeopardy. No, it's not. It is Pocky and Rocky 2. Fantastic game. What can I say? It's just brilliant. Just brilliant. It's got that little bit more than Pocky and Rocky, the first one. A little bit more depth, a little bit more RPG elements they've brought into it, so you can pick up and buy stuff. You know, upgrade your guys. Characters. Well, characters. It's just brilliant. Just absolute fantastic multi-directional shooter. And it's on the Super Nintendo. And look at the box art, guys. This is actually a really rare game to find. I found this harder to get than Hagane, Wild Guns, or any of the others. It's such a hard game to find complete with the manual and stuff. I'm really lucky I got this actually. I waited a year to find this. That's how hard it is to get hold of. But it's that good. I'll never get rid of this. It's so cool. So that's it, guys. That is my 180 Super Nintendo games. I've got other stuff in the collection as well you might be interested in. I've got the Super Famicom book, which shows all the box art from all the Super Famicom games. That's really, really cool. Oh, I've got Super Metroid. I've got to show you that, the PAL. So this is what I had back in the day. So in North America, they just got one of these boxes, which I need to get really. But I like this. It's got the manual, the guide in it as well. Oh yes, and also I've got a Bomberman Party Pack, who I've got to thank Jay for really. Jay found this for me. I got a really good deal on this. I think I've got this for about 70 quid, which is really, really good. So Jay, thanks for that, mate. So yeah, there's other stuff I want to show you in the collection. I've got my Japanese Super Famicom games. I've got books. I've got a lovely Super Nintendo shop sign. I don't know if you've seen that. It's really, really cool. Maybe I'll show you at the end in a montage. But yeah, it's a brilliant system to collect for. So many cool games. I'm nowhere near where I want to be with it. But, you know, my collection has had to slim down. You know, I just can't afford a lot of these games. So, you know, a lot of the stuff, a lot of the Game Boy games that I had, they've all gone. The Wii U and Wii games have all gone. I never play them, guys. I'm playing these. You know, I'm playing 16-bit and 8-bit games and the odd new game that comes out. So I've just kind of edited it and kind of narrowed it down to what I want and what I'm playing. So that's it, guys. That's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. I haven't been going too long, but I thought I'd give you the update on where I'm at. It's been a while. My next video is going to be an arcade video, and I'll show you a few little snippets of what you might see in the next video. And there's going to be more stuff. As I said, I'm going to do a game room tour. I'm sorting that out now. That's coming very soon. So thanks again for watching, guys. It's great to be back. It's you guys that have given me energy to do this from that last video. And again, thank you so much for all those comments. It means so much to me. It really, really does. I'm in a much better place for it. So thanks again, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.